Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a mirage. You are indeed watching one of the best, if not the best, wrestling YouTube podcast slash shows. This side of the coast, your side of the coast, every side of the coast. This is the West Coast POPCast. I'm joined by the main man slash the provider himself. Zach, how you doing?
I'm good. We got some stuff to go over. I'm excited to talk with you, Eric, and everyone else in the chat. And to start it all off in the chat throughout the episode, we did this before. I'm going to do it again tonight. Let me know what I'm talking about and what I'm referring to. I'm just going to say some random stuff here, and just to let me know, let me start it off. Property Brothers Forever Home.
Is Vince McMahon going on to some kind of home improvement reality show where he's going to finally build his version of the Playboy Mansion?
Oh man, if we could get on Disney Plus McMahon renovations, I would be so happy.
I would pay so much money for that. You folks may have noticed, we have an empty square. There's somebody missing. Well, see, here's
Is it Alice? Is it Jan?
Every single day, one less person is gonna get that reference, unfortunately. But unfortunately, see, I realized something. Last week, I came to a revelation. I think you guys see me as some sort of bad guy because I spout my views about Impact Wrestling. So I wanted to make peace. I bought knock tickets to Impact Wrestling. And it was cheap. It turns out they actually paid me for it because apparently nobody was watching it. So I think right now Knock is probably enjoying some what you kids would call wrestling. I mean, not my generation, not my folks. We know the good shit that Vince McMahon produced type stuff. But Knock, if you're out there enjoying wrestling, more power to you. Maybe we'll hear from him later on in the chat. Keep your ears out, keep your eyes out. But right now, let's hit the chats real quick. Mr. All Power, good evening to you too. And it's been a while, but it has to be said. It's Zach! That it is. Thank you for joining. Anything you want to talk about before we get into the weekly recap, before we jump into it?
Just gonna tell you straight up right now, there will be no Rampage stream this weekend for two reasons. Number one, it's not on Fridays, and I usually don't do Saturday Rampage streams. Also, I'm gonna be at Attack of the Dock Friday night. It is the premiere and Q&A with Chris Gore and some other people involved in it. If you like Attack of the Show, subscribe, get ready, because we're gonna have some video on the premiere of Attack of the Dock, which is about Attack of the Show and G4, the good G4 that is coming to the station some point soon, so be ready for that. And since I'm not doing Rampage, I got the itch. I got to stream. So I say, fuck it. Why not NXT? Tuesday, join me live for NXT. Your comments all stream long.
That's right. You gotta scratch the itch when it's itching. Join him. I can only imagine that the Rampage stream is always great. But now you guys are gonna get scripts. I'm jealous. You've gotta flip that script.
I love that so much.
Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and jump into Monday Night Raw. Zach, what's going on in the land of the Red?
Four staples to the head. Finn Balor had a good match with Rey Mysterio. Rey, Finn, Dominic, all that stuff took up over 40 minutes of the first hour going into it. So they're utilizing it. There was a plane discrepancy, so half the roster did not make it to Raw on time. We'll get to the end of that in a little bit here. But the big heel turn, Trish Stratus subbing in for an attack backstage, Lita. They lost the titles to Liv and Raquel, and then Trish turned heel. This is the big thing. We saw this coming. This happened in the second segment of the night. What are your thoughts on this, Eric?
So I remember I was smiling pretty hard at this because I was waiting for the turn. I thought Becky was going to turn because Trish tags herself in and then costs her the match. But I think we've gotten to a point in wrestling where we all know when that kind of turn's coming. Like it's very obvious. So I'll give them props for drawing it out. I was having fun just waiting for it to happen. Do you think Lita also turns for for Trish and Lita to work together, or do we get them clashing?
I don't know. I don't even know if Trish attacked Lita. So that's another thing. I don't know why you'd attack Lita and then go out and bust your ass. Unless her whole thing is like, I wanted to be the champ or something, and then they have a fight at Backlash, and then you have Becky and Trish at SummerSlam. But kind of odd for a heel turn.
Right. Yeah, because yeah, because she did like it wasn't a short match.
No.
Yeah, she's just a very method actor in that case. If this is all her grand plan. Um,
She gave each wrestler in the back a dead rat in a box.
somebody pointed out that this is Raquel's fourth tag team title reign.
What?
Maybe third or fourth. I think they were with different partners, and they might be including. Was she tag partners with in NXT? Did she get a championship in NXT?
Can't remember now. I think she did.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad they see her in that spotlight. They trust her enough to hold the tag titles. Hopefully this leads to her getting a big singles push later on. And Liv, they want to keep her in the spotlight as much as they can.
Hmm. I think they got the titles. I don't know if it's too soon for the heel turn because I honestly, if they're going to drag this out to SummerSlam, I don't know what to do. But I think they're just holding on to the titles until Baszler and Rousey both heal from their injuries.
Yeah, sort of acclaimed transitional championship there, or not acclaimed. The Guns.
The Guns, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'll just say this right now. They had an interview, promo on SmackDown that they both need something else. They need that live turn and that live more dangerous. And then Raquel needs to not be like, "Thank you guys for cheering me," kind of thing, because it doesn't work. So they're gonna fade fast if they keep doing that.
Who would you turn first? Because you can't. I mean, unless you turn them both together, I guess. Do they stay together? They both turn heels, or do you just turn one?
I just turned one and I turned Raquel. I turned her into Big Daddy Cool or Big Mama Cool like she was in NXT. It worked.
Okay, I dig that.
Also on Raw, Braun and Bob worked well together. I'm excited for that. Usos faced Elf Academy, and Io Sky became the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship after Damage Control confronted Bailey. The cracks are in there for her getting a match, and then she talked to Adam Pearce and Io's now. So Damage Control needed something. They're getting it on Raw. And the last thing, they arrived late. I guess it was about during the second hour. Their plane landed and they got to the arena. Sammy and Riddle showed up to save KO against Solo and the Usos.
Yeah, I I I knew that we were gonna keep getting the Usos versus KO and Sammy, as we kind of should, because I shouldn't just go away one match.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just still disappointed that we live in a world where Cody is not in this feud as champion.
I have new appreciation for Roman winning now, yet again, and it's because the final boss mentioned this last week, and it's stewed in my brain all week, and it's perfect. Seth Rollins is the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. Thank you for easing my mind, Knock. You did it. And then for the third match, Cody takes it off Seth. And then that is how Cody Rhodes gets his title. So I'm good. I'm set. I'm good for more long-term storybooking. Unfortunately, in the back of my mind, like you said, if you don't win it at WrestleMania, you don't really win it. So that's two WrestleManias away for Cody to win it.
It is. I love. I think I just really have my heart set on. If they were gonna split the titles, I thought Seth would somehow beat Cody for one of them, or I was fine with even Seth just taking both of them at some point. I think Seth and Cody should be involved in the next title change after Roman. Um, they work so well together. Even if they, do you think that's real? They don't like each other, or is that just kayfabe?
I think it's mainly real, but I think they have enough respect for if you're going to work that long in the ring together. I think the respect is overshadows the dislike.
Okay. I mean, even when Cody was with Goldust before he went right before Stardust, they did work well together when it was Shield versus the Rhodes brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. All Power says Cody looks so sad about winning at WrestleMania. He's so over dramatic. And did you see how he just collapsed on top of the stage at Raw? I didn't. Did he? Was he like just sad and he collapsed, or?
Oh, I might have missed that part. Again, 3 hours is a lot to watch, so
Yeah, it is.
I get distracted by shiny objects.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from Raw you want to touch on?
That's about it. It was a pretty easy show.
All right. Well, let's turn the page on this script and see what's going on over at NXT.
Before we get into that, I just want to say Anderson Cooper 360.
I'm trying to connect these dots.
All right.
If you say Family Feud at some point, then maybe I'll have something, but not there yet.
I will say Family Feud right now for instead of news and rumors. There is a WWE Family Feud. I know Bailey's involved, and on one team it is going to be the New Day, Seth Rollins, and Dolph Ziggler.
Yes. Which I can't wait for that episode.
Me too. All right, NXT Scripps was there, so you know it was a good show.
You
Scripps,
know it.
it's so B movie now. I'm kind of all for it, and I think they should lean in very heavy with it. And you know what? Don't tighten the mask. It looks good that it's 2 sizes too big on Reggie. That's fine.
Absolutely.
Uh,
You know how much joie de vivre Reggie has, how much swag, charisma. This man took the bed Nia Jax. He took the bed Sasha Banks. He took the bed I think Carmella. He
well,
made Corey Graves a cuck. Yo, this Reggie can do whatever he wants.
just watch and drink your wine, Corey. All right. Elba Fire and Isla Dawn are continuing their streak as champions, which I like. Braun Breaker is just a heel in the 90s black jeans and black shirt against Chase U. He just basically came out, gave his title shot spot in the main event to the Chase U heel. So he doesn't even care about the title in NXT anymore. So he must be coming up to the main roster.
I think so, yeah. It's
Just
that
gave it
time.
away. Like, yeah. Eddie Thorpe had another match. Tiffany Stratton defeated Sol Ruka. That was a clean victory too. So Cora Jade came out and said it is her time. So you know I love that promo. She made a
Yeah.
reference to AJ Lee and CM Punk. So Isla Dragunov defeated Von Wagner. So now Mr. Stone is no longer with Von Wagner. I'm more interested to see what Mr. Stone does
That
than Von
Von.
Wagner.
He still hasn't won you over yet.
I don't think he's won anything over. He's one of those guys when he comes out, you still work here, okay?
That's a shit. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got the first NXT Championship opportunity in this new era. So they had faith in him. It's just a shame it's just not clicking.
Yeah. Coffee beat Tank Ledger. You want to know what his real name is?
What is it?
Tank Ledger.
Really?
That's the real deal name.
I feel like I see. I don't know. I think WWE promoted something with him, and I saw that, but I was like, oh, that's a cute like pro wrestler name. But okay, that's the real deal.
That's a Christian name. These are more of these nil people. A lot of this nil stuff was on here. If you watch Tiffany Stratton and Sol Ruka, I mean that's a lot of what NXT is right now, and it kind of actually really works. So
Okay.
I'm on board with it. All right, and then Grayson Waller won the 4-person. Duke Hudson, that's who Braun Breaker gave his. Just said you want it, you can have it. He won the 4-person against Dragon Lee and McDonald's. So Waller versus Mello at some point in the future.
Okay. Uh, I know Naki's gonna hate watch that match because he loves Mel, but he hates Waller. So we'll see how we'll get his opinion on that if he joins in the chat.
And let us know in the chat too. We're going to talk about the draft later, but is this match between Waller and Mello before the draft? So the draft will conclude before in NXT. So it starts on a SmackDown and ends on a Raw, and then you'll have NXT. So let us know because that kind of will tell us who's going to win. Well, maybe not because Mello could come up too.
Yeah. We got Mr. All Power. Scripts sucks. I I I I've never gone to bat for someone I've never even watched before this much, but I I refuse to even think the thought that in this lifetime Scripps sucks. Unless you're talking about the Kurt Angle sucks, unless you're being ironic, in which case, yes, Scripps sucks. Um Axiom should be the next NXT North American champion. Would you take that?
Caesar did totally.
And he says, does anyone miss the Cruiserweight Championship? Axiom is his favorite, and he's perfect for it. Did they stop doing the Cruiserweight Championship? They got rid of it?
It got merged with the North American
Oh, that's
Championship.
right, with Santos and Devlin? Is that what that was? Or was it?
Maybe. Let us know in the comments. That sounds right.
Yeah, I think it was Devlin and somebody, or Santos. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I do miss that championship because for a while they actually did kind of make it cool. The cruiserweights were cool. I just wish that by it started they didn't divide them like they were diseased or something.
They
And
should have done how WCW did it. Just have them like open up after your first intro or your first promo on Raw, and then you have people like WCW did with the cruiserweights. You had like Ray and the Luchadors, and it was really fun to watch because it was different style wrestling. And it kicked off your show as a nice appetizer.
yeah, and Nubenko says good evening, and it's
Yep.
spring breaking.
Spring breaking. Gotcha.
Alrighty, are you ready to move on to AEW? A Dynamite.
Yes, I am. I just want to say House of Pain.
These all TBS shows. Was House of Pain on
No,
TBS?
no.
Oh,
House of Pain is on. Yeah, it's on BT.
thank you. I was like, wait, is that the Medea one? So okay, there's gotta be some connection here. We've got Knock
There
in
is.
the chat. Knock, shouldn't you? So just so you all know, the reason Knock isn't here is because he's at Impact. So with every message he sends in the chat, that means he'd rather talk to us than watch what's going on at Impact.
He's
And
using. They have an old computer in the back. It's hardwired to a landline, so he if the comments get here a little late after what we're talking about, that's why. Just so you know.
and he says, if you watched Impact more, no, nobody, no, don't do that. Don't take that advice. We do not condone watching Impact more. You know, Carmelo Hayes won the Jobber Cruiserweight Championship and merged it with the North American Championship. Wait, what's that got to do with Impact, Knock? What's wait, what? What is terrible? And he says Impact has a new set design. Hey, that's cool. They went to the dollar store, got themselves some construction paper. That's cool, man. I dig that.
Oh, it looked the same to me almost, but
Let's talk about. I was gonna say a real show, but I don't know. It's starting to lose me on and off. AEW and Dynamite. What's going on there, Zach?
oh, what is going on? Darby versus Swerve, and then MJF came out. Swerve comes out later. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens here. A very poorly booked episode because it could have been booked so much better with one of the bigger moments that went on in Dynamite for a while. But MJF came out, some good stuff with Darby. They are doing each person gets like a week with Darby in the ring for the Four Pillars match. Um, I got to use a different colored pen. I thought it was really cool using neon for the old Dynamite colors, but it doesn't translate well. So then Darby's out there and Sting's music hits and fun promo by Sting
Wait,
referencing all like the past people that he wrestled
real
with.
quick. You keep saying
Yeah,
Darby, but do you mean MJF or is it Darby every?
Darby's still in this. This is a bigger segment.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, after the match, MJF comes out and cuts a promo, and then Sting comes out and cuts a promo. But it's a good promo.
Hmm. Okay. I'll take that.
Hobbs beats Silas Young. Okay. That was a pretty quick match. And then Wardlow's outside. He broke his car and with a pipe and then beat the crap out of it. And then this should have been pre-taped because it took Wardlow a nice minute to get from the back into the arena when his music hit. And then this is kind of a long segment of the car being destroyed. And Hobbs is just standing there in the ramp. watching it after they gave this package about how important this car is to him. And then the camera guy needs to like chill out too because he's showing the two tables that are on the side there that Wardlow powerbomb solo through. One of them doesn't break and he bumps his head on it. And then also too on the side, you can see other people. They did this recently when Swerve was coming out and Brian Cage was standing on the side, but they did it again. You can see other people standing, waiting to come out. So just we got to work on the camera work. But Wardlow's back and they're building a feud that'll probably culminate at Double or Nothing.
every, every now and then, bookers will make a story focused on something that I don't care about. I don't care about a pro wrestler's car. Like it's not his real fucking car. I don't care.
Right. It says Hubs on the side. Who else could it be?
Right. It's just weird. Like especially, and I think this is Tony Khan's second time doing this because wasn't like Miro's first feud over like a video game arcade cabinet
The
or something?
console, yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid. There's some things. Material possessions don't work in pro wrestling unless you really commit to it.
Right.
But
Buddy Matthews versus Orange Cassidy. I didn't really. This match was fun until it just got to be kick out after kick out after kick out, finisher, kick out, finisher, kick out, and then I know the mousetrap is one of Orange Cassidy's like moves, but it's a roll up. So again, you have all this happen, fun long match, and then it's still a roll up at the end of the day.
it's oh wow, that's funny 'cause I think Darby also does the mousetrap, or he has some roll up finishing move. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think I might like not Darby, Orange Cassidy's matches the most out of us. But when AEW does book like a match where like, oh, this is a hard hitting match, it does turn into a finisher fest and a kick out. It does get repetitive.
Um,
Oh,
I
thank
kind of
you,
missed the rest of
Mr.
the show, so I was
Allpower.
hoping Knock was going to be here.
I just real quick, thank you, All Power. You're right. It is the Last Supper. Props to you for knowing that. And Noob and Co agrees with Knock. He does not like Orange Cassidy's I want to say intercontinental, international champion. If you guys know the rest of the show, let us know. I unfortunately had to miss out as well.
Okay, I just know that Jeff Hardy made the save at the end and came back to help Matt with a chair that he painted.
Oh, that's right.
So after that, there was the Keith Lee match, which I did see most of. Keith Lee versus Jericho. It was a very slow moving match. This match should not have been main event. There's two other matches you could have had main event, especially Buddy versus Orange Cassidy. But nonetheless, you have most of the people that came out in this Matt Hardy match come out because some of them did come out at the end with Jericho and Keith Lee. And it should have just been Hardy coming out at the end of that. And then that's your go home is Jeff Hardy coming back. And that's your big moment because that's what people remember most are the start and the end of the show. The mid just gets lost. So that's where I feel the booking of this episode wasn't really that great.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that because I love Keith Lee. I want the best for him in life. For some reason, his AEW run hasn't been hitting. Even his in ring work, for some reason, hasn't felt the same to me. It feels like a slight step down. I don't know how much of a step, but slight. Um, I agree. This should not have been the main event. I think TK loves Jericho way too much.
Yeah.
I I get what Jericho did for the creation of AEW, but like at some point you gotta be like, hey man, mid card, just chill in the mid card. Um, but yeah, we got Jeff Hardy back, like you said. I've been seeing that chair picture with him a lot, so I think Jeff has been doing more promo for that than AEW has.
Yes.
Do you think this leads to first they're gonna have to get rid of Matt from uh Andrade again? You know, I feel like
So he hasn't been on his contract's actually up pretty soon. They are going to do that. They're ending that, I do believe, this Wednesday or Friday on Saturday on Rampage. There is a storyline, I think, to get them out of that.
yeah.
So I think they are acknowledging that they are in that storyline. They're not just AEWing, just oh, Jeff's back. That storyline goes away.
I just it just sucks that we have to do it twice because he got away from Andrade and he's free, and like, hey, you want to do the exact same thing with the firm now, and then we have to get you free
Yeah.
again.
I don't know if this is going to screw things up, but I didn't hear a doorbell, but someone just came in the room.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute to fix the screen.
I'm just going to talk about the Hardys really quick while you do that, Eric. Let us know in the chats what you think. I do believe there should be one last run for the Hardys, one last good run. AEW lets people go through other promotions. But one last run with the Hardys, and then I think Jeff needs to leave the industry. This is a very
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'll only stay if I sound clear. If the audio's all messed up, you guys let me know in the chat.
I think you're good.
You sound clear,
Right.
but like, yeah.
All right, as long as it sounds clear, your boy, the final boss, is here. We're going to talk about some Impact Wrestling. Shout out to Zach and Eric holding down the fort.
I fucking hate this. I was looking for, Knock, you missed the whole introduction, but I decided to, the people been looking at me like the villain. I wanted to make peace. I was going to do the Impact recap this week.
Oh, I'll still let you do it. I'll still let you do it. I'm just here for AEW.
All right, Knock, your thoughts on AEW since we just covered it.
I thought it was a solid episode. You know, there's a lot going on with AEW, like outside of the wrestling. A lot of the focus with AEW is not on the actual product, which is sad. But it was a solid episode. You know, Orange Cassidy versus Buddy Matthews was, good. I'm still not big on Orange Cassidy's title reign, he's racking up wins, so I guess. It's not believable for me. That's all. MJF, Darby Allin, good segment early. And I was actually kind of surprised because Jeff Hardy returned. Matt Hardy tweeted out something last week about Jeff is close to coming back. And then what do you know? The next day he shows up. I did see something that his eye is still injured. He just had eye surgery, so he won't be cleared to wrestle yet. That's why they're doing that Hardy compound match. I think it's something he can do. He'd be cleared for. But in-ring work, Jeff Hardy is still a few weeks out.
Okay. I actually didn't know that. That's cool, though.
Yeah. But I remember it being a good show. I got to watch it live, actually, which is kind of rare. But what else happened? I know the women's had a match. Oh, the Outcasts. I'm liking what they're doing with the Outcasts. They just need to hurry up and start progressing this story. It's kind of dragging now. Let's get some more story in there.
You know what, Knock? It's funny you say that because the poll of the week this week, I asked the question, has TK built female stars?
No. We're not using this for fuel, okay? I said, what instance?
Knock. You know what? Before I announce the results, I will give you the chance to backpedal. Do you want to take back what you said? Do you believe TK?
Okay. I still believe TK has a lot of work to do with the women's division, but he has made some stars. Look at Jamie Hayter. Look at Britt.
Knock, the results of the poll are in 61 to 39%. 61% say yes, Tony Khan has created female stars with AEW.
They know what side to believe in. They know what side. I'm so happy that our West Coast poppers believe in your boy, the final boss, and his opinions.
Those people watch Impact Wrestling. That's all I gotta say. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Like what you want to like. Was there anything else from Dynamite? Damn it! It's stuck in my brain now.
AEW. Hey, I mean, AEW is stealing some names. I mean, I know we get to news and rumors, but a rumored show, AEW Collision. We have New Japan Collision. I don't know. Maybe do AEW Dynamite as well, or AEW Impact as well.
Never. Don't taint my. Whew. Zach, may I please, before my blood pressure boils over, can I get to Impact Wrestling?
I just want to say, Dr. Pimple Popper.
Who's that?
Now, in case you didn't know, I'm just saying some things. You know, we did this a little while ago. We counted how many times The Weeknd had a song at WrestleMania. Just doing the same thing with some other stuff. So if you catch on to what I'm laying down here.
Okay.
Dr. Pimple Popper. That's the last one here. The floor is yours.
Just lost. If you guys know what it is in the chat, take a guess. Now let's talk about Impact Wrestling. Now, again, this is my way of apologizing. Tatilla, if you're there, I'm tired of you people looking at me like the bad guy. I try to entertain you guys with these guys every week, and maybe I took it too far. So let's talk about Impact Wrestling.
Tatilla, if you're there, please pop up because we finally might be having a face turn for Eric on Impact.
All right. So we've got Johnny Swinger. Yeah, oh yeah, that's great. Johnny Swinger. Yeah, look at me. I swing around. Johnny Swinger versus Zicky Dice versus El Reverso. That's real original. El Reverso. That sounds like some Impact shit. What does he do? Just wrestle backwards? See, never mind. Johnny Swinger loses to El Reverso, which I guess means he won. 3, 2, 1. He won. Cool. Next up, Kenny King with Team Bully.
The King
Versus Frankie Kazarian with Team Dreamer. Yeah, I can hear that match now. Oh, Bully, do you remember back in the day? Oh, back when we were wrestling for that old show.
We're going to have to put some respect on Impact Wrestling here. We're doing a recap. We got to have the enthusiasm of the final boss.
Knock, I got to put you on mute. I got to let Eric finish this so we can move on with the show. Knock, no disrespect. I'm just going to put you on mute so Eric can finish this lovely recap.
And of course, Kenny King versus Frankie. Frankie, Mr. Elite Hunter. But what happened in a company called All Elite Wrestling? He couldn't find the Elite. So he said, hey, Impact, you got room for me? You got room for me to be a nice little mid-card act? But that's okay, because Kazarian forces King to tap out. Kenny King. Only King I know is Jerry Lawler. I mean, he made it to WWE. He's not down in Impact Wrestling, but hey, it's Impact. That's fine. So Kenny King wins the match. Next up, after the match, Team Bully stands tall over Team Dreamer in a brawl. Oh, what did Team Bully go on Busted Radio and say, hey, Dreamer, hey, I used to wrestle with Devon. He was in WWE. Remember that? We used to get paid good there. Hey, has Impact paid you yet? I'm still wrestling for shoes. Next up,
Doc, I'm sorry to mute you. This is the most in-depth Impact review that we've had so far. Eric, keep it going. Thank you for being so in-depth.
Oh, of course. Next up, Steve Macklin. Sounds like your favorite tax attorney decides to go up against Kushida. Now, I don't know if anyone here has Kushida's number, but if you guys want to let him know that Triple H will bring him back. He doesn't have to wrestle. He doesn't have to put on the red light like Roxanne. He doesn't have to do this for peanuts. He can go to a real wrestling company. But Steve Macklin and Kushida fight it out. Looks like it wasn't a real match. That's fine because there are no real matches in Impact anyway. That's cool. Black Taurus with Crazy Steve. Hey kids, you hear that? This Crazy Steve. You watch Impact for Crazy Steve versus Lindsay Dorado, Mr. Lucha House Party up in here, versus Laredo Kid. They got kids fighting in Impact now. That's cool. That's what's hot. Versus Rich Swann. No disrespect to Rich Swann, he's fine. Lindsay couldn't get a win in WWE, but hey, in Impact, anything's possible. Lindsay managed to beat Black Taurus with Crazy Steve. Knock. Here's something fun for you. Impact's own recap site did a fuck up because Lindsay Dorado apparently defeated Lindsay Dorado. But nah, he beat a kid. And of course, we've got, what else have we got here? Rosemary about to enter the undead realm in search of her former tag team partner when she discovers the entry is blocked. Yeah, it was this RPG knock where she can't open doors? Is it blocked off? Is there a boulder in front of her? Is it a tall patch of grass? She can't just walk around this thing blocking her? She's undead, but she can't handle a locked door? Knockouts World Tag Team Champion Taylor Wilde with Kylan King. 2 kings in the same promotion. Vince McMahon would never let that stand. Versus Jessica with a K. Look at me, I'm Jessica with a K with Rosemary. Yeah, that K makes her real special, doesn't it, Knock? She's blinded by magic and gifts.
All right. Gosh. First of all, let me do some course correct here real quick. Jessica with a K, also known as Jessica Havoc, had Eric shitting bricks at the WoW tapings. And we're not going to talk about it. Impact Wrestling not having a real match with Steve Macklin and Kushida? No, that's the build, man, because they have a world title match today at Impact Rebellion. What are we talking about here?
Knock, I never interrupt your Impact recaps. Every week I sit here quietly and I let you go through the show bit by bit. This is my time to make peace with the Impact fans. And of course,
angering the Impact fans.
We got the Digital Media Championship. Hey, yo, I always remember when I was a kid, I grew up, I said, one day, Dad, I'm going to be the Digital Media Championship. I can't wait to be the Digital Media Champion. Yeah, we got Joe Hendry and Dirty Dango. Disgusting.
Believe
This
in Joe Hendry.
pervert.
Believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I don't believe in any man that tags with another man called Dirty Dango versus Callahan and Angels. Mr. Angels, who
Yeah, Alan Angels,
couldn't
former Dark
handle
Order member.
exactly. He couldn't handle the Dark Order. He was upset that the Hangman was getting more spotlight, was getting more beer, just couldn't handle it. So he went down to Impact, takes the L from Dirty Joe and Dango. And of course, the saving grace of Impact. The one smart thing Impact did. The Milan Miracle. Santino Marella, one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time, is there because you need star power in this show. You need to
He's having his return match next week, by the way.
Oh, this poor man. He's trying so hard to save this failing, this trying show. Knock, there's so much here to cover, but finally, we have Mickie James. She addresses her final decision on her status for Rebellion. Knock, it's touching, you know. It's touching to see Mickie say she will not be cleared at Rebellion, and the new Knockouts World Champion will be crowned. Because
it breaks people's hearts.
No, you know it does. It does because Knock. You know, I remember last time I didn't want to go to work. I showed up and I said, "Hey, boss, cough. I'm too sick.
We're not going to disrespect Mickie James like that.
I'm too sick." And then next week, I decided to go to the bigger job and say, "Hey guys, I'm feeling back. I'm feeling better than ever. Put me in a match against any one of your good talents, anywhere that doesn't have a digital media championship, anywhere that doesn't have Dirty Dango, anywhere that doesn't have Jessica with a K." But that was Impact Wrestling for you this week, folks. I hope I mended some bridges with you, fickle fans.
I promise you, anyone listening in the chat, Eric will never do the Impact wrap-up again. I promise you guys that. The last thing I will say, Zach, I know you don't want to take too much time. The last thing I will say, Impact Rebellion is on tonight. We have Jordan Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Knockouts Championship. If Deonna Purrazzo wins and Steve Macklin wins, we'll have the first ever Mr. and Mrs. Impact Wrestling for 2 world championships. Let me know what you guys think in the chat about that. I'm so excited for this married couple to take over the world. And not only that, Jonathan Gresham could win the X Division Championship. So if he wins that, cashes in option C, he can be world champion. If Jordan Grace wins, we'll get Mr. and Mrs. Impact with them.
Disgusting. Why would you ever wish option C on a person?
It's beautiful. Option C can happen at 24 hours to... Take it away, guys. Take it away.
What is on Star Wars Rebel 1? That's probably on TNT. They like showing that.
That is Impact Wrestling. Attila, when you watch this back, I want you to see I gave Impact a fair shake. I gave so much time to Impact this episode. I don't want any more heckling, no more buying me Impact Plus.
Yeah, let's get that going. Let's keep that going. Get Eric Impact Plus 2023.
Terrible. Let's get back to some real wrestling as we go over to the Vince McMahon controlled SmackDown Live on Fox. Zach, what's going on?
They bookended KO, Sammy, and the Usos, and Riddle and Solo. Too much in a week for me. I get what they're trying to do, but too much in a week for me. Let other people have that. Xavier Woods beat LA Knight. They're really pushing Woods, and then he had another internet kind of interview pushing his new thirst for big matches. He's facing Gunther next week, so I'm excited for Woods. And LA Knight again. This guy can lose, and he's still like one of the biggest stars out there.
Yeah.
LA Knight's been losing a little too much for me, though. That's the only thing.
I'll give you that. He has been. Damian versus Santos. Damian took the win. A lot of LWO stuff, and they're setting up Zelina and Rhea, or possibly a mixed tag at Backlash with Kardashian Bunny.
It's WWE in Puerto Rico. Give me Rhea versus Zelina one-on-one in the main event.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I'll take that. Just because I really want Damian and Dom versus Ray and Bad Bunny.
Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville interrupted Liv and Raquel. Again, Liv and Raquel can't do the, oh, thank you all for cheering for us. This is so nice. I love being a face. We need a little more something from them as champions. But decent. Excited to kind of see where they go. Shinsuke came back. Shinsuke came back looking like a big deal. He beat Madcap Moss, which fine. Emma is like kind of making him into a heel. So I'm excited for something decent with Moss with Emma, but Shinsuke came back looking like a big deal, and apparently he wants to go after Roman's titles. He said, so we'll see. But then Karrion Kross and Scarlett had a vignette after that where they're in the back playing with tarot cards, and there's a tarot card of Shinsuke.
So this would have killed me. Shinsuke looked amazing. Great attire. They gave him the AK camera. So Kross and Scarlett call out Shinsuke. But the day before, I'd seen Shinsuke and Karrion Kross working out together in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
You can't do that. You gotta watch.
And now
that.
he's pissed off.
Maybe you didn't spot him or something. I don't know.
Maybe they'll show a clip where Shinsuke just showed him up.
In front of a bunch of white belts or something.
So, did Karrion ever finish his thing with Rey Mysterio? Did they ever have a match or something to...
I had a match. I think him being beat by Ray was just kind of like the end.
Yeah, he's not working for me in the main roster.
Yeah. I'm starting... Why, though? Is just the presentation different than NXT, or are they just not giving him time?
It's just... For what he's doing, I don't know if there's enough room for like what he's doing. I don't know. Something's just off. Ever since Adam Cole destroyed him on the bike in NXT, something's been off. He never recovered.
Kinda.
Yeah. I feel like that whole
His stuff was good though.
Yeah. I remember liking that. I remember being confused because like this is going in between him and Dom, but it was good. But I think that stuff with Vince and the whole helmet kind of messed with his mind. It kind of rocked him a bit. It's still showing.
I agree.
Is he in a brave spot to you guys? Like, I mean, at worst, if the character stuff's not working, you should be able to fall back on having good matches. And for me, I haven't seen him have a good match yet either.
I just because of what I've seen on the internet, I feel like he needs a character. I think a lot of people are bored by him. Like, even if he had good matches, I think he still needs a character.
I just think he needs to be against people that aren't his size. Like, don't put him against Drew, who again wasn't here again. Second week in a row, he blacked out his Twitter and removed his WWE references. But you got to put him against people like Ray because it worked. But he's a tough character to work with. Yeah. Not to work with like in the ring, but I mean like to book.
Right. Because I mean, I guess NXT he could take up a lot of time. But also, his booking was pretty simple. It was just, I'm tough and cool entrance, good matches.
Also, I think for this to work, he has to be the main guy. And there's no room for him to be the main guy or even be like the mid-card guy with the IC belt because Gunther's there. You have Roman there. When he was NXT, he was just taking over and destroying people. So I think that helped add to the lore of his character.
Right. He never really had a chance to just be a guy. Like, Bianca had plenty of times just be like a regular mid-card person.
Yeah. Because if you guys remember, when he returned in the main event scene with Roman. Like, he was top, and it was a great return and everything, but he couldn't capitalize on it because he wasn't going to get any wins like that.
Right.
I think Knock nailed it. If Gunther didn't have the IC title, I think he'd be okay. But like without something, you can't put him in a feud with Ray when he's already going into a feud with his son. And this is a holdover, and we all kind of know it. So it's... Yeah, I don't know. I'd maybe just put him in a feud with LA Knight then.
It's funny you say LA Knight.
Why? It's Impact thing?
It's an Impact thing. They're best friends. They were in John Morrison's corner last night for the boxing fight.
Terrible.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it was John Morrison, LA Knight, Karrion Kross. You had some other like WWE guys and AEW guys.
I can't remember what the reason was. I think it was when somebody, one WWE guy, he was Adam Cole, went to like an AEW show, and then some fan tweeted out to him, I'm going to tell Vince, or like he tagged Vince like, hey, your wrestlers at AEW thing. I'm gonna find every single person who's there for Morrison, and I'm gonna rat on them. How dare they?
That might have happened a few times. It's really weird behavior, but it happened with Ricky Starks as well. When Cody won the Rumble, Ricky Starks was there, and they started tweeting out like, "Oh my gosh, tell Tony Khan."
Snitches get stitches.
That's right. That's pretty
else?
much it for SmackDown, though.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to touch on Rampage at all? Your favorite tag team is there.
Rampage.
Oh, there's a lot of tag teams on there, and let me just say, when you have Jazz do a terrible segment, and then you have the Hardys on, and then you have FTR on, it shows how lame Jazz is. Let me just say that if you're talking about tag teams. But 4 more years of FTR. So let us know in the comments what you think of 4 more years of FTR. And there's really no more dream matches in AEW that they can do, really. They've fought everybody, so they need to, I guess, do more Forbidden Door, I guess.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, Young Bucks, what, part 2 or 3 would be next?
But it's going to involve Punk.
Yeah. And that's a discredit to AEW. You started this company saying tag teams are going to be main events. Tag teams are going to be great. Now, where are all your tag teams?
I mean, Private Party is just sitting there doing nothing.
Someone let me know in the chat. What happened to Mark Quinn? Is he all right?
Oh, he might be injured. I think he had I can't remember what it was, but I think it was like a Battle Royal or something. He got injured. I got to look back and see.
Oh, okay.
And I hate to say it too. Zach was right, man. I've been the only one, I think, in this podcast saying I like JAS. I'm on board with them. And every week they make it harder for me to wave that flag. That segment was terrible. That
was one of the worst. That
did not belong.
Easily worst segment of the week.
He likes Impact. He likes Jazz. I just don't.
I said, I was trying to give him a chance, but this whole Daddy Magic thing and talk about his nipples every week, man. I'm off the board. I'm off the bandwagon.
I never understood why they went. So they had the Acclaim go from tag champions to Jazz. Like, not even like Jericho himself, which still would have pissed me off. But those two and Hager, that's such a step down.
It lowered their stock. I would have rather seen them continue their feud with the Guns.
Right.
Like, this made no sense. And I hate to say it, but it's Tony Khan's booking on this end because it's rinse and repeat. He's already in this rinse and repeat because we've seen this before. This happened with MJF joining the Inner Circle, or a lot of other people getting recruited, or the Matt Hardy stuff getting recruiting people. Like, it's too much.
Yeah. He needs a writing team. I don't think he can handle
100%
being a one guy who makes the calls.
One call that was good, and this again will fall on Booker of the Year. Fally says, thank you for taking the time to stop watch the match, the women's match with Ty Valkyrie. I think 8 minutes flat, or just over 8 minutes. That is the most time women have been featured on Rampage in combined the last 3, and I do believe 4+ episodes of Rampage.
Wow.
We're going to talk about booking women.
61% of y'all say he's doing it.
Even the Anna Jay main event?
What's that?
Even with the Anna Jay main event, that was still the shortest time? Or the longest time?
I forgot about that. No, you're right. I forgot about that.
In 3 to 4
that's
past 3 to 4 Rampages?
Minus that main event. Yeah. Knock got me on that one.
Yeah. I need to go back and watch Rampage. I remember that.
Either way, it's terrible. We're still getting one women's match, one segment, and you have a ton of women on the roster.
Nah. I mean, y'all say that it's enough. Apparently, this is.
I didn't say it was enough. I said the booking got stars. It's still flawed. And if we get that rumored Saturday show with 2 hours, you better have some room for the women.
Oh man. With that, I think that was all Rampage. Do we have any other shows that you guys want to talk about?
Just watch WoW. Again, it's a casual show. Knock has seen himself on the YouTube channel. I don't know what I didn't see him on this week, so I don't know what the thing is. Knock, you have to keep an eye on the YouTube channel. But watch WoW, another entertaining show this week.
Yeah, great show. Mercedes Moné made her debut in Stardom finally, attacking Miyu Atami again. they're really hyping up this match. I'm really glad the work they're putting in. I think Mercedes is in Japan for a while now, so good stuff there.
Good on her. She looks happy, and I hope she's feeling like she's. I don't think she's gonna get burned out for a good while. I think she's reinvigorated herself.
Eric, before we go on, I just want to say, guys, grocery games.
Is this I only know that show because I have to put it on at the bar. So I just don't know what connection there is to this.
All right, if anybody knows in the comments, let us know if you figure out what I'm talking about here.
That combined with Pimple Popper, I don't want to be in that grocery store.
Yeah, Property Brothers, Forever Home. Yeah. All right, I'm good.
Alrighty, let's jump into some news and rumors. Zach, you got anything?
If you guys want to talk about the Punk and the new show stuff, we can at another time, but I'm sure everyone has their opinions on that. The Knock touched on a lot of this. Nick Khan, talking to Lightshed Partners, says he has been speaking, or WWE has been speaking with NBC Universal about that 10 to 11 Eastern slot, the last hour of Raw. They're kind of emphasizing that it is not broadcast TV, but they need to do something new with it. I don't know, get rid of it. That might be cool. Gargano re-aggravated his, I think it was a shoulder injury, whatever the injury was. He re-aggravated it. That's why he's not on TV. Mandy Sachs is trying to get into the Baywatch reboot. I do believe is a TV show, so she's trying to be a part of that. And PS Plus, if you have that, every single Doom game from the original PC Doom to Doom 64 to the new ones are going to be available on PS Plus if you have that. And lastly, the box office, Mario took in 87 million for number one. Now we go all the way down to a movie that got booed at WrestleMania because people thought it was part of Edge or Finn's entrance. Pope's Exorcist with 9 million, John Wick 4 back up to number 3 with 8.9 million, Renfield 7 million, almost 8, and Air took in 7.7 million.
So I do remember that getting booed because it deserves so. That was a terrible spot for product placement. But wasn't actually like the end part was a part of the entrance though, wasn't it?
When they got to
in,
Edge's part, I think he introduced him, right?
Yeah, Russell Crowe did. So I mean, that was cool, but again, it was just like a movie promo for a really terrible looking movie.
Because it just went too long and it was chopped up. Because you did that part, and you did the Hell in a Cell lower, then you jumped back to it to Edge's entrance.
Yeah, it was awkward, and it's weird how much product placement was in this WrestleMania if you look at it, but it is what it is.
Especially the hard seltzer. If Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are going to fight in about 30 seconds, don't show a commercial of them watching TV drinking hard seltzer together on a couch.
Yeah. You can't make that up.
Yeah. I've been fine. It's weird they show it in person too. I didn't realize they did that like for the audience live. We didn't pay to watch ads.
And we had the ad supported Peacock.
Yeah. Mr. Allpower, I completely agree. Mandy would be perfect for Baywatch. How about read that second half?
Prime time out there?
What's that?
Is prime time out there?
I think he's busy on another site right now.
I haven't seen him in a while, man. Someone got to check on that, man.
Oh, man.
We miss you, prime time.
Yeah, man. Anything else, news and rumors wise, Zach?
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Mac? What you got?
If I have my notes with me, I know there's something. I do want to touch on what Zach said. Mario movie, I seen that. I thought it was really good. And then
Nice.
I don't hate Nick Cage, but like he has such a weird cult following that love this type of movie stuff that go crazy for it. I just don't get it.
I'm very much excited for it. The trailer, I was 50-50 for, but I think Nick Cage knows what we want to see from him now. He knows this character or whatever he is that he's built up.
Well, his quote was, "I don't need to be a part of Marvel or DC. I'm Nick Cage." So that kind of says it all. Let me just say this. The Pope's Exorcist made about half of its budget back. Renfield, I don't think it's going to make its money back. They spent a lot of money on this movie, but
Really?
he likes doing what he does. He picks things that he feels like he can have fun with and really put something into. So
If I got paid to this, which is just absurd to me. I don't get it.
So
Also, I
actually,
just want to say Robert Kirkman, who wrote it, said he did enjoy writing this because it's one of the first times he didn't have to worry about writing for a shared universe.
that's cool.
Oh, okay.
I am surprised they spent a lot of money on this film. Because by the trailer, I thought,
20
oh
million
wow, here's a
easily.
low budget movie that'll just be fun to watch. But apparently not.
I didn't know Robert Kirkman wrote it though. That's kind of cool, actually.
I don't think I have any news or rumors. I think you guys pretty much touched on everything non CM Punk related, and I can go the rest of my life not talking about Punk, honestly. But
Hey, but he's about to get his own 2-hour show dedicated to him. One of them make
He's
a
so
new belt.
messed up.
I guess
How
that
do you,
let's
how do you
talk.
split that roster? I don't get it.
And that's the thing too. So they're gonna do a soft brand split, and I'm like, you kind of already did that with ROH. So what is gonna happen with ROH? Like you have now 2 2-hour shows, the 2 dark tapings, and we were talking about in the chat, like how are you gonna be taping all this? There's a lot of questions.
Right. Because yeah, I mean, I I think TK overestimates how much wrestling a person can watch in one day. I could.
It's absurd. I did, and like it was, even then it was a lot. We were burnt out. Like we were ready to go at some point, and that's what a lot of people were. And it's a shame for the match that you do put on because they could have a great match, but people are just tired. Like 5 hours is a lot
Burnt
to
out a
ask
lot
for people.
on Rampage. They were burnt out a lot. You can see people making entrances and stuff like that. Taya especially has not really been getting, I think, the applause that she deserves because
Yeah.
people are burnt out by the time Rampage comes on.
Right.
So I don't get why just like you do your Dynamite, maybe do a few dark elevations, and then do Rampage separately. Especially if you have this other show, like split it up somehow. You can't do add Ring of Honor to it as well. That's absurd.
Yeah. I don't know.
Collision, it's coming.
Does AEW have the audience for this to handle all this wrestling?
I think they will because I mean, people. We'll see. This is going to be the CM Punk proving ground if he can carry the show like he's made up to be.
Well, here's the other part about it. This is we talked about on Friday, the new rebranding with Max, HBO's new version of HBO Max. They believe that AEW can draw on a Saturday night, especially when they can move it around like they do with the AEW's programming Ready for Sports. So they believe whatever they put on Saturday night, AEW will get at least slightly better ratings. And you also have to look at it. Warner Brothers Discovery pays absolutely nothing for this except for their one fee that they pay for whatever their contract renewals with AEW. They don't do the production, they don't do the trucks, they don't do the travel. This is just they had their one-time fee for it, and they're just asking for more content from AEW.
See, that when you put it that way, it sounds like it actually might hurt them a bit, especially if it's not a success.
I just from all the business podcasts I used to listen to, and you hear a lot about failed businesses. I'm seeing some red flags here. Expanding too big, too fast. Like I'm really scared that we're gonna see some documentary about why AEW failed, and this is gonna be one of those reasons.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, besides Zach's Rampage streams, Rampage's show is in the gutter right now with views. So I don't know what they're going to be expecting from Collision. And then if you're putting it all on CM Punk, do you really want to put that risk? Say he walks out against something else happens. What is going to happen at Collision?
I don't know. 2 hours is a lot for a Saturday night show. It's going to be, I do believe, 6 p.m. our time, Pacific time.
If they announce this, I'm curious. And we don't in chat as well. If they announced this is going to be the Ring of Honor time slot show instead of another AEW show, be Ring of Honor headed by CM Punk. Would that be more appealing to you?
Instead,
so you have a proper brand split. It's okay. This is your Ring of Honor show. This is your AEW show, but we're all in the same universe instead of doing another AEW show.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I'd take it.
Yeah, same.
I mean, are you going to have another show now with no belts, or how are you going to flip the belts? Like, what are we doing here?
More belts.
Which also, like, just morale-wise, I can't imagine being an AEW original and then being told, "Hey guys, we're doing this new show. Yeah, that guy who was, reportedly causing conflict and drama. Yeah, he's the top star. You guys are supporting him on this show."
That's the other thing. Like, you gotta be professional. But if you split it up this way, what side are you picking? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're being picked for dodgeball. If you don't have a say in it, that's what it is. So you're gonna be like, oh shit, no, I guess I have to support either the Elite or the Young Bucks or whatever. So you're kind of like forced to choose a side if you're not gonna pick.
Right.
We know what side FTR's on.
Yeah, it's gonna be FTR, Wardlow, Tay and Sammy. Trying to think. Oh no, they're Jericho. There's another
Definitely
like
Tay.
couple.
She's been complaining on AEW All Access that she's not been getting the TV time, so she's gonna get her TV time for sure on Collision.
Yeah. All right.
The last thing I will say real quick, if Matt Hardy and Edge could put aside their differences, CM Punk they better put something together here, because I don't want to see them getting split up, another chaos in the backstage. I want AEW to succeed, so they better figure the shit out.
We'll see. Whatever they do, I can't even say that I'm on CM. This last run was my last chance with CM Punk. So no matter what happens, I'm burnt out on him. I'm ready to move past again when we're done talking about Punk. I just hate that he takes up so much time.
Besides that, did you see my boy Johnny Drip getting a knockout?
So who did he fight? Because I didn't see it, but when you told me, I forgot to look it up. Was it like a real fighter?
It was some 6'7" dude from Epic Mealtime. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. I don't know what that is.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know there was still a thing.
Yeah. Zach, did you catch it?
I saw the last hit. I don't really.
So apparently, like he knocked him out the ring. He dropped him 3 times before that knockout. And yeah, it was a quick fight. I think ended in the second round. But this has been blowing up all over Twitter, and it's just like it's a big W for the wrestling fans or wrestling period, just because it just legitimizes them a little more, And I know John Morrison's had a tough year, so it's good to see him, happy and get a nice, successful victory.
That's good for him.
Yeah.
It feels like this was I didn't see the match, so I mean maybe the 6'7" guy is more active than I imagine he is. But like Epic Mealtime, their whole shtick is that they make very unhealthy food. Like they make like lasagnas with McDonald's Big Macs in it, wrapped in bacon. Like it's crazily unhealthy stuff. Like if you're a kid and you're like, hey, what's the craziest thing you can make? That's what they do. So when you said that, I was like, okay, this does sound very one-sided.
It was, and but visually, because the dude is 6'7", it looks impressive for Morrison if you're like a outsider or a novice watching.
Okay, well that's cool that Morrison was a part of that.
Yeah,
they've greenlit a whole year of almost booking.
But let's see. They had Jake Hager, LA Knight, Killer Cross, Josh Barnett, Taya Scarlett, and then Vic Joseph, all in John Morrison's Mojo Rawley, all in John Morrison's corner.
Didn't know Vic Joseph was like tight with them like that.
I didn't know either, man.
What was I gonna say? Do you think Morrison never mind. I was gonna ask if Morrison does like the Hager thing. It's like I'm undefeated in MMA or something, but I wouldn't showboat this in the ring.
Well, here's the thing that I guess the more newsworthy part. I'm curious what you guys think, and I've known this for a while. John Morrison despises Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Like he said it on several interviews, and you just get that vibe. And then after he won the fight, he shit on both of them, saying like they're terrible. He's not even going to call him out. He called out KSI instead for another fight. So we'll see if that materializes.
All right. I could be wrong in saying this because maybe they didn't have a real life altercation, and maybe that's why he doesn't like him. So I could be completely in the wrong for saying this. But if you dislike someone and you're both public figures, you can just exist without talking about that person.
Right.
Like this sounds like a public stunt to me. Like unless Logan did something to him. I mean, you can just like, I don't think any of us outside of wrestling like the Paul brothers, because they've done some pretty shitty stuff. But to just randomly call someone out like that, it does sound kind of publicity stunt to me.
All I
Yeah,
say is moonshiners.
Oh man. And I mean, that's an interesting point Mubenko brings up. Don't tell me John Morris is not going to WWE because of Logan Paul.
I don't think it's that. I just think he just thinks he literally called them overnight tough guys. He doesn't respect what they do. I can see him going to AEW. I see him get some shot there with his wife. I think they're gonna use this whole Jake Hager thing or Jeff Jarrett back in like Impact days where you take this boxing win and legitimize him for wrestling, make him look like, I don't know.
Right. They could. I mean, they just can't ever say who the opponent was. But
They
also,
can't. And
if I'm in a promo against Morrison, then I'm gonna say who the opponent was.
yeah, I mean, especially AEW, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't know how big of a win this is for people outside of like wrestling because, I mean, I don't think you guys watched it. I didn't watch it until I seen the highlight. I don't know how big this is going to be for him long term.
I honestly don't think it's going to be big long term because that epic meal.
I mean, I don't think you guys watched it. I didn't watch it until I seen the highlight. I don't know how big this is going to be for him long term.
I don't even remember the last time I've seen Epic Mealtime. I didn't know they were still doing a thing, so I think this is gonna be like I think Morrison just takes this as a good day. Just like, hey, I had a good day, knocked someone out, can gloat. I got paid for it.
That sounds about right to me.
With that, how much time do you guys have? Do we have time for a quick segment, or you guys want to go straight to promo school?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. So we were going to do a short mock draft of Raw and SmackDown, but I'll let you guys decide. Since we talked about Collision, would you rather do a quick draft of Raw, SmackDown, and let's just say NXT, just 'cause 3 of us, or would you rather do a draft for AEW's Dynamite, Collision, and we'll say ROH because Rampage isn't a real brand?
Maybe we can save the WWE one. You can see how some more storylines play out the next week. Because I do believe the week after that is the draft.
Yeah, let's do the WWE one. I think later on down maybe another episode we do AEW. I still don't think we all know their entire roster.
All right, so we're doing WWE. That's what you guys say.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Cool.
I also just want to say Eric Pawn Stars.
He's every time I think I've got it, you throw me another wrench. Is there another reality show coming out? Is there another Roads to the Top?
For the record, I'm completely lost.
Just naming things. If you know what I'm referring to, let me know. Like Fox and Friends. Or hey, Knock, can I ask you a question? You do fantasy, Eric. Is the NFL season still going?
Not yet.
I just want to say NFL Live.
So when you said whatever you just said before that, a Fox and Friends, I thought of Tyrus. Does it have to do with NWA?
No, it doesn't. Good guess, but wrong.
All right. We're getting there though. I have a question for you, Zach. Raw, SmackDown, or NXT?
We'll do NXT.
All right. Knock, Raw, or SmackDown?
I grew up on that Friday night SmackDown.
All right. That means I'm getting Raw. 3 hours and all. Here's the rules. I'm gonna say we get to pick 6 people from the current roster just for time's sake, and you can pick 2 additional people from NXT. I think since I got the 3-hour show, I'm gonna go up to 7.
Okay.
And you can pick 3 titles. We're gonna do this WWE 2K rules. 3 titles: 1 men's, 1 women's, and a tag. Yeah, not tag title. Let's do a secondary singles title. The tag title is already in there. We'll just assume that it's there. Zach, you can go ahead. Who's your first draft pick? Who is going to be representing NXT?
Carmelo Hayes.
Keeping Carmelo.
Yeah.
Do you give him the strap? Do you give him a title? Or is he just...
Are we keeping main champions or are they eligible?
I'm gonna say everyone is a free agent and nobody has a title. Okay. So you can assign titles to anyone you want.
All right. Mello with the title.
All right. And there's no requirement. I feel like the last time we did a draft or we did something, we forgot the women towards the end. And we were part of the problem. But there's no limit on men or women. You could have all female show, all men show if you want, 50-50. Knock. Who's coming to SmackDown Live in your dream version?
Roman Reigns.
Is he still champ or is he just Roman?
You can't have the tribal chief without the belts. Of course he's still champ.
Already though, round one, first picked. I went blonde for him, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And he is not my champion because I'm gonna have him as face, and a face is always best when they're chasing.
Yep.
Zach, round two, who are you picking?
I'm gonna stick with Roxy. I think she has some more time in NXT before she gets called up. I'm sticking with Roxy, and that's going to be the head, but not champion of NXT.
Okay. Knock, who you got next?
Very tough decisions, but I got to get a balanced roster. I got to get an even roster. But I got to get some veterans, man. I'm going with the phenomenal one, Mr. Impact, AJ Styles.
Of course you are. I'm gonna say the Architect Seth Rollins. I'm gonna book him as a tweener. And I'm gonna give him the title. He's my main champion holder. Because at some point I'm doing Seth versus Cody because that's just money. Those are my first two picks. Zach, back to you.
Going to pick Dana Brooke. Going to bring her back down to NXT. That's where she worked best. And we're going to alter her gimmick a little bit. And she's going to ultimately, within a year, be the big baby face chasing a heel for the title.
Okay. I feel like Dana really would work in NXT, honestly. I'd take that. She'd get a pretty big pop.
Mm-hmm.
Over to you, Knock.
You can go broke with your Brook, but I'm going with an empire with my Empress. God.
I'll give you props for that one. Is she your women's champion or?
Yeah, because I'll know how to book Asuka properly.
Okay. And with that, I can't believe you people let her slip to the third round. Bianca Belair, women's champion.
Damn, I fucked up.
She might.
I'm NXT. I know my place.
I think I would actually book her to break Roman's streak. I think she's convinced me that every year she can reinvent herself. And in that year, she's just doing all this PR work. She's doing exactly what she's doing today in real life. And I love it. Zach, over to you.
Some people I'd call, but they're already in NXT and they're doing fine on the main roster. You know what? Just to liven things up and make things interesting, I'm going to choose Braun Strowman. I think we've seen everything we need to see of him on the main roster. Let's see how he works in NXT. Let's see if we can make him an internet fan favorite.
Ooh. I'm imagining Braun NXT. Just working on these green people. Braun as a vet scares me. Like people going to Braun Strowman for advice.
Braun working the green people like he's one of them. He's one of the green people.
I'm sticking to that. If you don't improve in 6 months, you're out of here.
Knock, who have you got?
Let me see, man. I need someone to contend with Roman. I already got AJ. I got Asuka. You know what?
Send me the queen. Send me that girl from Charlotte.
I'll take that. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and say this person who deserves everything wrestling has to offer, Sonya Deville, and I would give her a blank check. I say, Sonya, how do you want to be booked? I believe in you. You can talk the talk. You can go in the ring. Just know it's gonna be years before you get the title because Bianca's got claim on that. But you can be the top heel of this brand. Zach, over to you. Round 5.
R-Truth is going to get over in many ways in NXT in the draft. He's going to come back down, all to build him up for one big final run, whether it be a year or whatever, on the main roster. So we're going to rebuild R-Truth, who everyone already loves and can still go in the ring at his age. We're going to rebuild R-Truth into a contender again on the main roster.
I believe in that vision, Zach. Do you remember the last time R-Truth was world champion?
Here we go.
Don't you dare say it. Don't you.
In that great land of Impact Wrestling. So I'm glad you're going to book him properly.
Is he still a comedic wrestler, or is he a serious? He's going for a title.
I'll let him decide. He knows what he's doing. I'll just tell him, you seriously do want the title. And that's the only note I'll give him.
Okay. Knock over to you. Penultimate pick. Who you got?
Damn, penultimate. So far, I have a pretty even roster here. I think we're really going to make some noise. But I got to go with... Oh, man. You know what? Fuck it. Give me my guy, Montez Ford, baby.
You gonna split up? You gonna split the married couple up?
Listen, it be like that sometimes. You want to be a star, or do you want to have a happy marriage? What do you want to do?
Vince.
I was gonna say Vince said that to somebody at some point.
Yeah,
Not through a mustache.
I'm gonna go ahead. This next pick might be controversial, but I'm running a top tier show. And when you want to have the best show in the world, you have to have the best wrestler in the world. Shane O'Mac is coming to Monday Night Raw to hit coast
Add
to
someone
coast.
on the IR. Torn quad.
You damn straight. And he's gonna every week he's gonna be in his own little suite watching the show, counting down till his return.
Veer is coming in the form of Shane McMahon.
Forgot about him.
Oh, I saw the power, the speed, the punches and bunches live in WrestleMania. I felt the wind fly past me as he shot those punches. I gotta draft him.
If you want to see
Good.
reaction and all of Eric and Zach's reactions, check out the West Coast Pop WrestleMania 2 Night 2 vlog on the channel right now.
I was going to say, thank you, Eric. I do need another bathroom break during Raw. I appreciate that.
Who have you got, Zach? This is your sixth pick, I believe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so my sixth pick, before I say that, I just want to say Vanderpump Rules.
I've lost. You're going to say who it is or what it is, and I'm going to be mad that I didn't get it.
So it's crazy because, like, ever since Zach said Vanderpump Rules, I've been seeing that everywhere. And I've seen it in Vegas when I was there. I think I'm on to you now.
My final pick is going to be my women's champion. I have an epiphany for my next draft pick, and that is Tiffany Stratton. She's going to be my heel. She's going to be a pretty long run champion, and that's who Dana Brooke is going to take it off of.
Okay.
And one of them's changing their hair too. One of them's changing their hair.
That's a good pick.
And Knock, that's over to you for your last pick.
Last pick, I got to go with the genius of the sky. You know, I like my high flyers. Give her all the pyro. Io Shirai if you will. And then not only is she my last pick, but I offer a friendly wager. You got to fill 3 hours, Eric. You can't do it with Shane McMahon.
You're absolutely wrong about that.
Do you remember a few years back when Becky wanted to be the main event when she was on her run as the man? You know what they said? They said, you can't do it. It's not best for business. We need Charlotte. So, Eric, I offer you Charlotte in trade. It right now, 1-for-1 trade. Charlotte for Bianca. Reunite the happy couple, like you said last pick.
Absolutely. I thought you were trying to get Shane McMahon at first. I was insulted, but absolutely not. You're not touching Bianca. Absolutely not. And because my next pick works so well with Bianca, hello, ding dong, Bayley. Absolutely have to have Bayley. Cannot let her go undrafted. Killing it on social media. Killing it whenever she has to show up on wrestling. Quite frankly, I need more Bayley in my life. And also going back to Shane McMahon, because I forgot to give my secondary title. It's the $1 Million Championship, and Shane McMahon is going to go undefeated for a whole year. People are going to come up on him. They're going to say, I want to be the $1 Million Champion, but Shane is going to pop, pop, pop. 1, 2, 3, or as El Reverso would say, 3, 2, 1, and win the match.
So I can already burst that bubble continuity-wise. This Friday night on SmackDown, yeah, LA Knight did a promo in his home. What was on the wall? A belt from another company that I'm not going to mention, and the $1 million belt from Ted DiBiase. It is LA Knight. He'd have to fight LA Knight for that title.
He stole it from Cameron Grimes. Now he robbed him.
Who?
I was gonna say, is he still next? Is he still?
He's floating. He's waiting for the draft. Apparently, they just don't have a storyline for him.
Oh well.
He's jacked though. He's not missing gym day.
That's cool. That's good for him.
Yeah.
But that's our little mini draft. Let us know which show sounds more fun to you. Do you like Zach's Carmelo Roxy led NXT with Dana Brooke as the underdog hero? Do you like Knox SmackDown, where he's breaking up marriages with AJ, Roman, Charlotte, and Montez? Or do you want 3 hours of here comes the money, here we go, money talks? Shane O'Mac with the Shane O'Mac shuffle, coast to coast, leap of fate for 3 hours straight. Oh, Zach, I think we're gonna do it. Is it worth it? Shane McMahon best matches.
Can't even think of one. I can think of Shane McMahon best spots.
Say every birthday I write you a paragraph. Happy birthday to you. Don't worry, I care about you, even if Vince doesn't. But that's our mini draft. Let us know in the comments which draft team you like best. Ready or Not Wrestling, how you doing? Black Gallic, how you doing? Knock, would you kindly do me the favor of taking us into the main event?
Yes, sir. You know, that time of the week, episode 152 has been great. These guys held it down. Your boy jumped in a little late, but he had some great talk, great stuff. But it is time for the main event of the evening. Zach, take it away with promo school.
All right, Tim, promo school, we're gonna have some fun. But before I say that, I just want to say the Adventures of Paddington on Nick Jr.
Are these all shows that are getting canceled?
Oh no, these ratings are too good to get canceled.
I'll never know.
All right. For promo school today, Knock, you're off the hook. I got nothing for you today. You just sit back, relax, have a Coke and a smile, and listen to Eric. Eric,
Yes, sir.
has a wrestling channel. It is Sunday night. If you could just tell the people what to watch tonight. It is a Sunday night. We are a wrestling channel. I just want you to give our wrestling community and our fans the best viewing experience for what to watch on this Sunday night tonight. It is the 16th of April, 2023.
Impact Rebellion.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. So, it's Sunday night. And you're at home, just, trying to set the mood for your girl. and you want to make sure that everything goes right. Because if you're lucky, you might not be the only one getting a 3 count tonight. So you decide to flip on the tube, and you might be asking yourself, what should we watch? Ladies and gentlemen, you could watch Impact Wrestling, Rebellion. I mean, there's so much to watch. We covered it earlier. There's El Reverso, there's Jessica with a K, there's a whole bunch of jobbers doing their job. It's cool. Or you could watch paint dry. Imagine that. Sitting down with your girl, the light's just right, and you watch that paint dry just right. Maybe you get yourself coral blue. Maybe you get yourself military gray. All I know is it ain't Impact. That's for damn sure. Or maybe y'all get yourself a couple lawn chairs. Go outside and watch the grass dry from the morning dew. All I know is it ain't Impact Wrestling. Or hell, maybe you just go do the dishes. Go clean your damn apartment. Who knows? All I know is you don't want Impact Wrestling. I don't want Impact Wrestling. I mean, I just gave y'all a complete recap of what happened last week, and I was going to sleep. Because Impact Wrestling is for gazy. Impact Wrestling is for suckers. Sorry, I forgot. I'm the good guy here. I forgot. I'm sorry. If you want to watch Impact Wrestling, that's fine. You might need medical attention, but that's fine. You can watch that tonight. Rebellion, it's on tonight. Or you could watch paint dry. That is what I have to say to you. So, Knock, you can... I think I was very fair, Knock. Would you agree? I said they could watch Impact. I factually said they could watch Impact Wrestling multiple times in this promo.
The disrespect while they're having a pay-per-view with a new set in a sold-out venue is just absurd to me.
That's right. You guys can go check out this new set. They spent hours working on it. I think I actually saw Scott D'Amore at Walmart picking up a few little arts and crafts projects. So y'all give him some love. This man worked hard. I saw him finger painting. Give him some love.
Hey, if you like Kazarian, man, he did say, Impact is the most complete show going right now. It's clicking on all cylinders. Watch out.
Yeah.
They got a bright future.
Yeah, he needs a job. I get that. They saw him in the unemployment line. He's trying to, keep him happy. And Black Gallic, I'm confused. I don't get why I'm the bad guy. I said the factual statement. You can watch Impact Wrestling. I just also gave an alternative. Is it better than Impact? Yes. But I didn't say that in the promo. Alternative. I hope I answered your question, Zach. That's what you can watch tonight.
You did a good job, Eric. And speaking of battle or military gray, leave Keith's hair alone, man. People just they gray in different ways. All right, leave the man alone.
Yeah, they're
but
coming
you did
for
it.
that.
They have
it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Let me just say, like it's just, I don't know. It's a very weird thing to go after someone for.
It is. Especially when we all just loved him as dual champion in NXT.
Yep. Funny how people change. Fickle. Get the alarm.
I'll raise
right
it
on that.
with Absolutely.
I appreciate that, Eric. Thank you for doing that. Letting us know what to watch tonight. Again, let me just say some other things here. A rerun of Vanderpump Rules, Pawn Stars, The Miss Pat Show, MAF's After Party on Lifetime, Sports Center, a rerun of that, I do believe. Any guesses on what I was talking about all show long? Anyone in the chat know what I'm referring to or why, what all these shows mean?
Are all these shows, they beat Rampage in the ratings?
Close. AEW Dynamite, Watch What Happens Live, Hannity. If you know what night of the week I'm talking about, that might help.
You said Dynamite, so I feel dumb if I'm. Is it Wednesday? These are rankings for Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Yeah.
This is Wednesday?
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Oh, they beat oh wow, duh. AEW All Access.
Knox got it at the very end. It came in at
Yeah.
number 51 of top cable shows, in front of news, reruns, kid shows, cooking shows, HGTV shows. This thing is falling way down, and they still have, was it 3 episodes left or 4? This is it's not a good show. And when Thunder Rosa has to do promotions for it afterwards to adjust what is being shown on a Tony Khan approved show, something's up in the locker room. Something's
I wonder how much of this he actually watched, like ahead of time,
That's a good point.
before approving it. Because like some of it, like you said, doesn't make them look good and actually stirs up more drama. And you're trying to stir up drama to watch a show, it's not really working. So I don't get who this helps. I still watch it. I still kind of like it, but I don't know, man. It's like Road to the Top, where it's not as hot as Total Divas. It's maybe the network. I don't know.
You have it right after your biggest show. That's why I don't get the big drop off, or even the first night's ratings weren't that great. But again, like I said in the beginning, I do believe this is leading up, but they didn't really cover it in the first episode. This ends kind of close to when the Chicago show happens, and then the new show comes on TNT. So this might be a build up into the feud with the Elite and Punk, and it might bring it made for outside viewers to kind of go into the summer of Punk 2, 3, or 4.
Man, this whole summer of Punk thing never works.
No,
I think I think wrestling companies might have made a mistake with the whole Total Bellas and Total Divas love, because it wasn't wrestling fans that gave that show ratings.
Nope.
Right. Like, we don't care about reality shows. That was just people who love trashy reality shows. Here's another one for you. It just happens to be wrestling based.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm fine if this is the last wrestling reality TV show we ever get.
I still want to give it a shot. I'll be honest. I know I agree with all your points, but I still want to give it a shot. I don't know why.
WWE does want to do one with the nil people in NXT. So before they even get to NXT, their journey in that. So again, though, don't give too many secrets away from behind the curtain. So I'm not even
that's true. That's true.
I'm fine with like a mini series, like I think focus on one. Like I can't remember who what the show was called, but like when they had the network, they did their own version, and they followed some people into NXT. It was very clear. You could tell who was gonna be dropped out. Like they picked people like, hey, you're definitely gonna fail, so we're gonna follow you for that.
Yeah.
I think Tyler
Andy's boy. That's who they picked. That's Sebertino or whatever.
That's right. Yeah. Did anyone, this is from Radio Not Wrestling, did anyone watch the TNA reality show? Yeah, I just gave a whole recap on it. It's a train wreck. It's I mean, you got guys calling themselves El Reverso because their whole lives are backwards. You got people who can't spell their names with K's when it should be C's, and I mean they spell with the C and the K for some reason. You got people calling out of work.
Did TNA really have a reality show?
That's a question for Did they?
Well, as the native Impact historian, TNA Impact, unless you're referring to back in the day when they had TNA Reaction, I don't know about another reality show. Or the YouTube stuff they did, like that TNA House Party thing they did. But I don't know about any of those stuff.
That sounds awful.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, I think that's where RVD got flagged because he was doing some inappropriate stuff on Twitch.
I was going to say, that sounds like something that you have to be 18 or older to watch. But thank you for confirming that.
Amen.
Dangerous. All right. Before we wrap up the show, again, this whole episode has been about making peace. I gave the Impact recap perfectly professionally. I told y'all you can watch Impact Wrestling or watch paint dry. That's your choice. What you do with those choices is up to you. But with that, Zach, do you have anything to say before we wrap up?
Join me Tuesday for NXT. We're going to do a watch party. So live, your chats, your questions, anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about then. I know I got some stuff from Noob to talk about with the women, some stuff with Fat Laces to talk about 5 good and 5 bad legends to bring back in a company. So we'll talk about that. And no Rampage this week because we're going to do Attack of the Dock live premiere Q&A here in Hollywood. So
very nice. How about you, Knock? Anything to say before we go?
I'll just keep it out this week, man. We got some more videos coming for you guys. I got more Champions videos coming. Seen you guys been asking for that. I see you guys have been watching a lot of our old videos as well, man. Thank you for that. We got a whole lot of playlists. Want to see some of the old champions videos? Eric's got a spotlight video on Mildred Burke that's still getting some love. So appreciate you guys doing the comments, liking it. We're trying to get these watch hours up, man. So we appreciate all the support. And we hit our 1K. Next journey is 5K. So thank you guys for if you join the ride from day 1, day 100. We appreciate all you guys.
Absolutely. So hit that bell icon, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. And if you missed us live, of course, hit the comments up because we do react. There's 3 of us checking the YouTube all the time for your comments. We love them. Keep them positive. Any of that negative stuff, we will just remove because we don't need that here. We don't need that.
Respond to that.
Keep it positive. For example, I'm positive Impact Wrestling is booty. But that's just that. Anyway, Zach, where can they find us?
They can find us looking for Warner Brothers movies other than Warner Brothers streaming service. If you joined us on Rampage, your HBO Max is turning into Max, and you're going to be losing a lot of content while getting a lot of new content. It's so messy. Let us know in the comments what you think of that.
That's right. See you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.
Peace.
And of course, check our socials at the following places on screen. Thank you for watching.